Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Erica back with another video. I know it's been quite some time, but I've been very busy. Well, not really busy, just very lazy, but I have been sitting on some gems for you guys and trying to get some ideas for more videos for you guys. So we're back today. Before you ask any questions, yes, I am sitting on my carpet. And why am I sitting on my carpet? Because this is my new apartment and it has carpet. And I like the way the carpet feels on my skin. So I will be giving you guys this video on the floor. So today I am going to answer some common questions for you guys. Since I've been a travel nurse, a lot of my nurse coworkers have been hitting me up, asking me different questions on how they can get started in travel nursing. So I thought this would be a great informational video to give to you guys as well, because I know there are so many staff nurses out there who want to transition to travel nursing, but they have no idea where to start. They don't know what the right questions are. So I don't know. So I have the top 4 questions that people have been asking me since I've been a travel nurse. First question, how do you become a travel nurse? Well, first things first, you need to get a degree in nursing, and I would say not any degree. I would legit say go back and try to get your bachelor's, because I think it's Healthy People 2020 or CDC or something like that with nursing wants 80% of their nurses to hold bachelor's degrees, and not many jobs are hiring nurses who don't have a bachelor's degree, or they're making you sign contracts saying that you'll go back to school to get a bachelor's degree. So if you just come out with a bachelor's degree, we don't have to worry about that in the future. You can just go right into traveling. Once you get your nursing license, I would say go find wherever you want to work, whatever specialty you want to work in, whether that be med surg, ICU, labor and delivery, and go work as a staff nurse for 1 year in that specialty. Most travel agencies don't want brand new nurses, because when you go to these jobs and you go to these hospitals, they can't teach you the skills that you need as a nurse. They only give you a short amount of time to orient, and it's usually just orientation on the policies of the hospital and just the layout and the charting system, but they're not there to teach brand new nurses. So most of them want 1 year of experience. So I would say get your degree, get your experience, and then boom, start talking to agencies. There are so many agencies out there that offer travel nursing. You just kind of have to do your research and go with the travel agency that most aligns with your values and what you want from a company. Personally, I wanted a company who was going to be involved with my placing. I wanted to have contact with a recruiter who would kind of stand as a middleman between me and the hospitals and do all of the negotiating for me. So that's what I was looking at when looking for a travel company. I also wanted most of my money to come from stipends and grants. So I was also looking at those companies who didn't give such high hourly rates, but gave us lower hourly rates with more untaxable stipends and grants. So yeah, that's just your layout right there. Boom. License, 1 year of experience, find an agency, you're a travel nurse. That's simple, guys. It's that simple. Question number 2. What changes did you have to make to your nursing license in order to travel? Fortunately for me, when I came out of nursing school, I opted for the compact state license instead of just my Florida license. So it was only, I think, an additional $40 for me to sit for the boards. And when I passed my NCLEX, instead of having just the one Florida license, I would have a compact state license, which I think includes like maybe 20 plus so of the states in the country, that I can just get up and go to any of these states because they're all covered under the same license. So when you do graduate, if you're a new grad, I would advise you to opt to get your compact state license, because that's going to help you out in the future. But if you are a staff nurse now with just your state license, I will go to my Board of Nursing site and just kind of look at ways that I can become a compact state license holder. because I did get my license in a state that's in the compact state agreement, it wasn't that hard for me. But I don't really know how it would be for people, say like California or New York, who aren't in the compact states. I don't know how they would go about getting their license. That would be something that you guys would have to research. But luckily for me and anyone else who are in the compact states, it's gonna be super easy for you. Just go to your board of nursing, add it on to your license renewal, and boom, now you're a compact state license holder, and you don't have to worry about getting a different state license every time you travel to these different states. Some states that are included into the compact states are Texas, Mississippi, Georgia, Missouri, Florida, I'm trying to think of some more, North Carolina. So there's like plenty of states everywhere who are in the compact state license, and it's a great place to start when looking for travel assignments. Okay, so that brings me to my third question, which is, does your agency give you a housing stipend, or do they provide housing for you? So my agency gives me a stipend. They give me an allotted amount of money that's untaxed every week to find a place to stay and to afford that place. So it was up to me to go out and find a place that was in my budget, close by my hospital. Like, all of that stuff was up to me. The agency did not help me with any of that, but I was assigned a like a travel expertise on my team who could help me with that if I needed help with it. But basically all he did was just send me to like third-party sites like Airbnb, Zeus, Furnished Finder, Gypsy Nurse, just all those different sites that you can go to find furnished housing for like cheap. Nothing's really cheap, but yeah, it was just a list of sites that I could go to and possibly find places to stay. I would say your best bet is to just get the housing stipend no matter what agency you're in, because they're going to end up giving you more money, and you have more free range of where you stay. If you take the housing options that are given to you by your agency, you might not like where you're staying. They might not pay, your contract might not pay as much weekly because they're using that money to house you. But you can most definitely find cheaper. Take the housing stipend, pocket whatever money's left over, and then boom, you're already making more money and you're checked weekly. So the last question that I get asked the most is, how much training do you get as a new orient on travel assignments, and what does the training encompass? So I'm only on my first assignment, so I can only speak from this first experience. I only got a week of training, and that week of training included 3 days of 8 to 5, doing all of my tests and my compliances and all those training modules that you have to do every year for the hospital. So I was on the computer 8 to 5 for the first 3 days. Then that fourth day, I had an entire day lecture on how to use the charting system. This is the only training I got for the charting system, and probably the only training you got. So for me, I was working with Cerner on my staff nursing job. When I came to my first travel assignment, I had to switch over to Epic. So I had no idea how to use that charting system at all. But that one day of just training kind of introduced it to me, so that when I went in to actually orient under a preceptor, I was more comfortable with seeing the layout and kind of seeing the functions of the charting system. So boom, 3 days of compliance, 1 day of charting, and then they gave me 2 shifts to follow a preceptor. So I went on my first shift, didn't see much. I was on a COVID unit, and basically I just followed my preceptor around, and she oriented me to the floor and the policies that the hospital has. But that's basically it. The second shift, she kind of just gave me free range to do whatever I need to do, kind of get familiar with the charting system, and she just sat back while I kind of was just the nurse for those patients that day. So like I was saying before, as a new nurse, it is impossible to gain your skills on these travel assignments, and that's why you have to have experience coming in. you kind of have to already know how to insert the Foley, know how to insert the IV. Like this is not the time to learn all those things. So if you're not good with like learning fast and catching on fast, you might need a little bit more experience before going into travel, because like I said, you're only gonna get max 1 week of training, and then boom, they just throw you in there and expect you to be a full-time best nurse. Like they expect you to know exactly what you're doing as soon as you come on. So yeah, those are my little gems. Those are what I picked up on for my first couple months as a travel nurse. I do get asked these questions a lot, so I feel like these are very common things that people have on their mind when they're thinking about traveling. So hopefully this video helped you guys a lot and you're ready to go out and to be a travel nurse. Down in the comment section below, leave any other questions you guys might have, because I do kind of want to do a part 2, because there's other things that I have to tell you guys, and I know there's other questions out there that need to be answered. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.